Puerto Rico is one of the best-kept secrets for individuals and businesses seeking tax benefits. In this video, you'll learn about two of the most popular tax incentive programs under the Law 60 Incentives Code of Puerto Rico, the Export Services Incentive and the Investor Resident Incentive, formerly known as Act 20 and 22. You will also learn how to enjoy the benefits of these incentives by becoming a resident and living the island life. Since the creation of these unique tax incentives, more than 4,000 individuals and businesses have made the move to Puerto Rico. The combination of world-class tax savings and a Caribbean lifestyle have, for many, been too attractive to pass up. While most individuals pursue both the Export Services Incentive and the Investor Resident Incentive, they are independent from each other and serve different purposes. Part 1. Export Services Incentive. While the economy of Puerto Rico benefited from a robust manufacturing industry a few decades ago, the economy has since shifted focus to the service industry, aiming to modernize with a focus on new technologies and attracting new talent. The Export Services Incentive is for any business that can provide eligible services remotely from Puerto Rico to clients located elsewhere in the world. After drawing a reasonable salary taxed at normal income tax rates, the business owner incurs only a 4% corporate tax before taking everything else out as a profit distribution with 0% tax. Common industries for eligible export services include consulting, advertising, marketing, software development, securities trading, cryptocurrency, and other financial services. Even if a business cannot relocate 100% of its operations and staff to Puerto Rico, creative structures allow it to maximize income received from services exported from Puerto Rico. To obtain the Export Services Incentive, your business must apply to the Secretary of the Department of Economic Development and Commerce. This requires a $750 application fee and several months to process, but the application is effective from the date of submission. Part 2. Investor Resident Incentive. Puerto Rico has suffered a population exodus and brain drain over the past decade, not to mention the impact of Hurricane Maria. The Investor Resident Incentive has been a powerful tool to encourage business owners to move to the island and invest in the local economy. These investors then participate in and contribute to the island's economy. The Investor Resident Incentive benefits any person with assets subject to capital gains tax, such as stocks and cryptocurrencies. Because capital gains are taxed based on the taxpayer's residence, and Puerto Rico has autonomy from the IRS, moving to Puerto Rico is a fantastic solution for eliminating future capital gains tax exposure. Any capital gains incurred after establishing residency in Puerto Rico are taxed at 0%. Capital gains brought to Puerto Rico, also known as built-in gains, may also be eligible for this tax incentive depending on the asset and the hold period. To obtain the Investor Resident Incentive, you must apply to the Secretary of the Department of Economic Development and Commerce. This requires a $750 application fee and takes several months to process. You will then need to pay a one-time $5,000 acceptance fee upon approval of the incentive decree. You must also make an annual $10,000 donation to nonprofit entities operating in Puerto Rico and are certified under Section 1101.01 of the Internal Revenue Code of Puerto Rico, which is not controlled by the same person who owns the decree, nor by their descendants or ascendants, and purchase real estate as your primary residence within 2 years of approval of the incentive decree. Part 3. Primary Residence. To benefit from these tax incentives, a person must be a bona fide resident of Puerto Rico. Living in Puerto Rico makes all of this possible because Puerto Rico, as a U.S. territory, has tax authority over its residents. The IRS has established comprehensive and clear rules on what defines a bona fide Puerto Rican resident. To be considered a resident of Puerto Rico, you must satisfy the following 3 IRS tests. 1. The presence test is based on where you physically spend time. In general, this means being in Puerto Rico for 183 or more days throughout the calendar year. 2. The tax home test is based on where you primarily work and create value. Your primary office needs to be in Puerto Rico. 3. The closer connection test considers numerous factors, like where you own real estate, where your family is located, where you bank, and how you interact with society. Part 4. Life in Puerto Rico. In addition to Puerto Rico's tax incentives, many relocators are also thrilled by the exciting Puerto Rican lifestyle, fabulous beaches, and diverse culture. Puerto Rico is accessible by hundreds of direct daily flights from the U.S. mainland, with 3.5-hour flights from New York City and 2.5-hour flights from Miami. Puerto Rico also has quick access to the Caribbean and South America. Because Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, American citizens do not need a passport to travel to and from the island. Puerto Rico also benefits from federal U.S. laws and protections, and the currency used on the island is the U.S. dollar. The ability to speak Spanish is nice, but certainly not necessary. Puerto Rico enjoys perfect weather year-round, beautiful beaches, a rainforest, bilingual schools, safe neighborhoods, major U.S. restaurants and retailers, exclusive local boutiques and businesses, casinos, and a vibrant nightlife. More than 4,000 people have already moved to Puerto Rico under these tax incentives. Why choose us? Working with the local government and service providers can be frustrating and expensive. Don't make the same mistakes we did. We started PRelocate to leverage our experience to help you enjoy a hassle-free relocation. We understand what you're facing and can anticipate your questions. Our mission is to help you avoid the challenges we encountered: high costs, vague processes, and a steep learning curve. By teaming up with us, you'll get professional help that delivers an accurate, timely, and cost-effective finalized tax decree. Don't wait. Contact us today and start paying lower taxes.